I am back with another video, and today's video is going to be a budget with me for the month of May. Now, I haven't done any budget videos for a while, and that was because my internet started to get increasingly worse to upload. Like, the speed to upload was just getting so bad, and it was interfering with like everything. You couldn't use the internet if I was uploading, and it just got too much, so I just stopped doing them while I was in the process of trying to get my internet fixed. I also had some setbacks in my budget, which at some point I knew I would, and that's not like, before anyone says I'm just setting up myself up to fail. No, I just know what I'm like. So I know that sometimes bad things happen in life that just trigger my bad habits, and I know that about myself, so I knew eventually something would happen like that. So I am back at it again to start all over again from scratch, you guys. So let's jump into setting up the month of May. So I'm going to take these out of my planner here so that I can do these. Okay, now this is a printable, I got off of Squared Planning. If you do want the monthly printable, I will leave the link for you in the description box down below. I do draw my own monthly covers. I get the inspiration off of Pinterest to do that, so that's what I've done for May, not March. There, and then on the other side I use the Budgeting Mum monthly budget printout, which is a free insert as well, so I'll leave that in the description box for you guys if you are interested. So I have a list of everything that I want, and normally I put stickers in for the month, but I want to try something just a little different and see how that works out. I don't know if it will, but we will see. We will see. So for this month, I'm going to be using my Papermate Inkjoy gel pen, which is in 0.7 in black. I have a bunch of these in different colors. And then I thought I would use, just trying to think, a color coding system as well, like I used to. So let me just see what I want to do for color coding, because I've got a bunch of my Papermate flares which I think would be perfect for this. So I think I'm going to use this color for anything to do with yarn and crafting. I'm going to do this color for hang on, I'm just trying to think. I'm going to use this color for house items. I'm going to, when I say house items, I mean like electricity, water, and rent. I'm going to use this one for normal house bills. I'm going to use, what else do I want? I'm trying to decide what color I want. I might use this one for non-craft items, and I think I might pick out one more color just in case. I might go, I think, a green. We'll see how we go. This could change in the process of me doing this, you guys. Okay, so I do have a list. I have a notepad beside me of everything I need to put in for the month that I know of so far. So let's get into that. So this month is actually starting on a Sunday, which is the 1st of May. So that's always weird when the 1st of the month starts on a Sunday. It just always weirds me out. So I've got nothing for the first or the second, but I do have 3 things for the third. So what I'm going to put is the first one is going to be our internet. So I'm not going to write the full name because it's too long. I'm with Aussie Broadband. So I'm just going to write Aussie. And I'm going to put that in there. And then that is, actually let me check how much that is, because this new internet provider that I'm with is actually slightly more expensive than my old one, but the internet is way better. So, okay, so that is actually $49.50, and I'll show you what I'll do with the color coding in a second. Okay. The next thing I have for that day is Carefully Crafted. That's also a long one. Let me see. Carefully. I'll just put Carefully Craft, and then that one will be $24.70. I might have to try and shorten these a bit more. We'll see. The next one I have is a Washi Gang. So I'm just gonna put W Gang, and then that one is going to be $30.70 for that one. The next thing I'm going to do is the fourth. Okay, so the fourth will be, I have 2 things coming out that day. So I have Amazon Prime, so I'm just going to put Prime. That's only $6.99. Then I have PMD stickers. PMD stickers. That is, I might just have to write PMD in the future. $14.81. Because I need space down the side here. Okay, so that's all I've got for that day. Then on the 5th, I have rent. So my share of the rent is $197.50. If you're new to my videos, my fiance and I share all of the household bills 50-50 because we don't share our money. We have separate bank accounts. And then all of our personal spending, obviously we pay for our own personal spending. So that is all that is due on the Thursday. Then on the Friday, I have 3 things. So I have craft online. So I'm just going to put C/online. I know what that means. And that is $26.96. I have pumpkin parcel, so I'm just going to put pumpkin because I know what that is. And that one is $17.25. And then I have electricity. So we pay our electricity weekly. So it's actually $30 a week, but we split that obviously between us, so it's $15 each. And we prefer to pay it weekly because every 3 months when the bill comes in, then we have all of the money already sitting there in the Origin account, because we are with Origin Electrics, or Origin Energy. So by the time the bill comes in, we have, our bills are normal, like our electricity bills every quarter are normally about, depending on how high the electricity rates are, they're normally between $480 to $540. and every 3 months by the time the bill comes in, we normally have about $1,000 sitting in the account, so that it covers the account. So I'm always in front of my electric bills, so that's really handy. The next one we have is the 7th, which is actually my Kindle, so I'm just going to put Kindle for that. So that's Kindle Unlimited if you're interested, because I do pay for that service. I do use that service quite a bit. The next one will be the 12th. So I don't have anything on the 8th, 9th, 10th, or the 11th, which is great. So the next one is the 12th, which will be, I have 2, so I have rent. Okay, sand, $197.50, and here in Australia we pay our rent weekly. And then the second one is Bath and Body Works. I'm just going to put bath and body. I know what that means. And that one is $22.38. Sorry if you can hear the trains. I live next to a train line. Okay, so the 13th I only have 3 that day. So the first one is electricity. I'm just going to shorten the words to make it easier to fill in. So electricity, then I have Lully Yarns. That one is 2063, no, 62, sorry. And then the last one is Scrap Boutique. So I'm just going to put scrap because Scrap Boutique is way too long to put in there. That is 27.33. I don't have anything for the 14th or the 15th. The 16th I have one, which is Scribd, because I do pay for audiobooks through that service, which I do highly recommend Scribd. It's a really good audiobook service, way better than Audible, because with Audible you only get like 1 credit a month, whereas with Scribd you have endless amount of books you can borrow off of their library, so way better, and Scribd is cheaper. Then I have one on the 17th, which is Washi Gang, so I'm just going to put W Gang, and that's $30.70. Then I have nothing on the 18th, but then on the 19th I have rent. And then on the 20th I have 2, so I have electricity, I have pumpkin parcel, and then on the 21st I don't have anything. The 22nd I have Hallmark. And that is about $8.29 with conversion. That price will be different every single month based on the dollar value when it's being paid to, like, when it converts. So I've got nothing for the 23rd, but the 24th I have Disney, and that is $11.99. I've got nothing on the 25th. The 26th I have 2, so that's rent. And Bath and Body Works. And that is $22.36. Okay, the 27th I have 2. I have electricity, and I have a Mason, which is my cell phone company. And that is $30. I don't have anything on the 28th, the 29th, or the 30th, but on the 31st I have two. I have ZipPay, which is $40, and I have Washigang, which is $30.70. Now there is one thing on here that I don't have on there yet, and that is I have a ongoing subscription through Amazon where I get a particular brand of gum sent to my house every month. Now I know that probably sounds weird, so I'll give you a quick backstory for that if you are new to my channel. I have a medical condition that so far none of my doctors know what is wrong or causes the issue, but essentially what happens is my gag reflexes kick in during the day and night when I'm doing literally everything and anything. So breathing, eating, drinking, exercise, sleeping, because I have a deviated septum, so I do unfortunately snore. Certain foods, being like physically active, like running, walking, talking, like all those sorts of things, every single thing triggers off my gag reflex. And it might sound a bit gross, but essentially what happens is if I don't chew on this particular gum, and it can't be any gum, I've tried other brands and other brands don't work, it's only this one type of gum. If I don't chew on this gum during the day and nighttime, what will happen is if my gag reflexes get triggered off, I then can't stop the gagging and then I throw up. I don't know what causes this. It just happened. It just appeared one day out of nowhere, and it hasn't gone ever since. And so I use Mentos gum, the one with like the little gel bits inside, but it has to be like the green spearmint or peppermint. I think it's spearmint gum, and I've tried other things. It does not work. This is the only brand. So I get 6 of the big containers delivered to my house every month. It's normally between $16 to $17 a month, but the day that I have to pay for it varies every month. It's different every single month. So I will put that in later. But that's essentially what I do. So far this is everything that I know of that is coming out. If there is anything else that appears, I will add it in. But for the time being, this is it. Now let's get into my color coding. So this pink one I'm going to use for anything to do with yarn or crafting and planning, that type of thing. And I am just going to draw in little boxes. This is actually a Happy Planner stencil. I like it, but it is quite flexible. I prefer it to be more solid, but it is what it is. Okay, so for crafting, I'm going to use, like I said, crafting, planning, and yarn will be in this pinky color. And I'm just going to put a little checkbox next to it so that I can check it off and I know, because I like to keep like the totals of my categories each month. So that's that. So let's go through and do all of these. So stickers is definitely one. Okay, so yeah, Craft Online. Craft Online is a online craft store here in Australia. It's one of the biggest we have, and I buy craft products from there, but I also buy a lot of my yarn from there as well, because they're one of the only stores in Australia that actually carry a lot of American branded yarns, because American brand yarns are not popular in Australia. Yarn in general, to be honest, isn't that popular. So that's what I use that for. The next one is Scrap Boutique. They are an online crafting slash planning store, which I buy a lot of my planner stuff from them. They're based in New South Wales. Lully Yarn is the next one. They are an online yarn store. They do hand-dyed yarn here in Australia. They're based in Victoria. One of my favorite hand-dyed yarn stores. Simply amazing. Washi Gang is another online planner supply store. They're based here in Queensland and one of my favorites as well. I order from them quite frequently. Oh, and another Washi Gang down here. So, okay, so that is all of the yarn and crafting items. Then I'm going to do the house stuff, which is going to be rent and electricity, because I don't have any water due this month. So, got that one. I've got electricity here. I've got all of these down here as well. Because I just wanted to try something different, because I'm a very visual person, and what I've figured out is if I don't have my planners, whether it be my everyday planner, my budgeting planner, my fitness planner, whatever it is, if I don't make them look pretty and attractive, I don't use them. I just don't. I know that probably sounds silly to some people, but for me, I will not look at my planners if they're not pretty. I know, it's just how my brain works. I need them to be pretty to be able to function in my planners properly. It seems weird, I know, but it is what it is, you guys. It's how my brain works. My brain's like, oh, pretty, let's look at this, and then I actually look at the things I need to do. Okay, so that's all of that type of stuff. I'll have to write these down as well in my sidebar so I remember what my color coding system is. Then I want to put red is for my normal bills. So like when I say normal bills, I just mean like my phone, any subscription services, so Kindle Unlimited, Scribe, Disney, Hallmark, that type of thing, and ZipPay. Now, if you don't know what ZipPay is, it's basically a buy now, pay later service, except for ZipPay is a line of credit. You don't pay it off in 4 payments like you do with Afterpay. It is an actual line of credit, so that does go against your credit score. And you, depending on how much you have, I have $1,000 on my ZipPay. My repayments are $40 a month, and then you also get a $7.95 fee every month as well if the total is not paid off. So there's that to keep in mind. I am trying to pay that down to get rid of it, because I do want to buy a house, and that will count against me when I buy a house. So yeah. Okay, so this one is Aussie Broadband, which is my internet provider. I've got Amazon Prime. I love Amazon Prime. I will say though, I run out of things to watch on Amazon Prime because Amazon doesn't really do like a lot of new stuff on there like other streaming services do. I'm just gonna say it, they really don't. And they have a lot of like, I'm just gonna say it, they have a lot of crappy D-grade movies on there as well, and a lot of movies that I just would never watch. For instance, if you're into this type of thing, it's totally cool, but it's just not my thing. I don't care for anime. I also don't care for the Asian themed movies that aren't in English and they put the subtitles on. It's just not my thing. I prefer like just trying to think, like sci-fi. I prefer supernatural type stuff, comedy, rom-coms, like those types of things are what I prefer to watch. So Amazon has a lot, like Amazon Prime has a lot more stuff on there that I wouldn't necessarily watch. They do have some good things on there as well. I really did like their TV series Upload. I did like that, but they do have a lot of stuff on there that I necessarily wouldn't watch. But because I like to get my Prime shipping, which is 2-day free shipping, because I use that actually quite a lot, I am willing to pay for that. So yeah, so there's that. And it's like one of the cheapest streaming services though, like $6.99, and then it's not just a streaming service, like you get Prime shipping and everything. It's amazing. Okay, Amaysim, like I said, is my cell phone provider, or if you're in Australia, mobile phone provider. Okay, and then that is that. Okie dokie. And then what do I have left over? I have I picked out two more colors, but I don't really remember what I wanted to do for that. I think I want one as health and then one as miscellaneous. So I think I might do green for health, but I don't have any health things on there this month, and then the blue for miscellaneous. So miscellaneous stuff will be things that aren't necessarily arts and crafts, so it could be like clothing, it could be furniture for the house, it could be, you know, like just anything. So the last couple of things on there that I haven't marked up is Pumpkin Parcel. If you don't know what Pumpkin Parcel is, they are a online wax melt store here in Australia. My friend April actually owns the store, and she hand makes all of the wax melts. So I did recently purchase some stuff off of her, so there's that. If you want to check that video out, it's already up on my channel. And then the other thing I have on here is, oh, Bath and Body Works, because I refuse to pay full price for Bath and Body Works, because in Australia it is super cheap. I mean, sorry, super expensive, so I only buy it when it's super cheap. So I only buy when they have clearance sales, because for one of their double or triple wick candles, whatever they are, it costs nearly $50 to buy one of those here in Australia. That's 50 Australian dollars. And if you want a full-sized shower gel, that's $30. So yeah, I just refuse to pay full price for that, because I think that is ridiculous. So I only buy from them when they have a clearance sale. So I did that recently, actually, and I stock up, I buy a lot. So that is everything this month so far. I feel like there's actually a lot less than my normal months, which is actually really, really good, because I am trying to cut down on my unnecessary spending. So yeah, so I really like the way that this looks. And then what I want to do is I want to put some goals in the side here. So this month I what do I want to do here this month? I'm just trying to think. I want to list all unwanted items on eBay. So that's one. Because I have a bunch of stuff that I don't want anymore. Sorry about that, guys. My camera decided to cut off. The next one I want to put in is I want to earn $100 in surveys, because I do actually do surveys and earn money that way as well. The next thing I want to do is I want to put $100 towards savings. I want to okay, so far I've got list all unwanted items on eBay, earn $100 in surveys, put $100 towards savings. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, and that is because, and if you're again new to my channel, I am a low income earner. I only work 15 hours a week. I am part-time, and the reason I only work 15 hours a week is because I have an arm length long list of health issues that make it actually incredibly hard for me to work more than 15 hours a week. And so because of that, I do the minimum. Occasionally, when we are short-staffed at work, I will do extra hours, but when I do that, I pay for that with my health, because I'm in a lot of pain for weeks on end after doing extra hours, so I don't do that very often. So $100 for me is a lot for one in a month. I know it's not a lot for some people, but I only earn like a small amount of money each week. So that's kind of just what, you know, we work off. So there's that. And then I feel like, what was the other? Oh, I know. Like I said, the last couple of months I've had some things happen in my life, for myself, with my health, with work. Work has been incredibly stressful, and then also with my family. So my mum, she got quite sick. She got listeria, and listeria makes you extremely sick. My mum also has fibromyalgia, and she also has lupus as well on top of that, and she also has cancer as well. So those things have been quite difficult for my mum over the last few months. So life has been really stressful, and for me, I have a bit of a shopping addiction. And when I say a bit, I mean a lot. I have a shopping addiction. My shopping addiction actually got me into a lot of debt in my younger years that I only paid off probably about 4 years ago. But I still have that really bad habit. It's not as bad as it used to be, but I still have it. And when I get stressed and like just my anxiety flares up and everything like that, I tend to shop, which is a really bad thing to do, but it's something that I am working on, and it's a continuous process for me. And so shopping always makes me feel better when I am dealing with stressful things. And so I have spent a fair amount of my savings, and I need to get that back up again, because I really should not be doing that. So I currently want to get my savings to 1,500. That doesn't seem like a lot, but I had a lot more in there that I don't have now. So I think I'm at just over 1,100 at the moment. So I want to get back to 15, and I'm just putting in small goal increments so that I can work on these things slowly. The next thing I want to do is I cleared out all of my sinking funds. I had money in my sinking fund, and they're all empty now. So I want to start my emergency sinking fund. Back up. and the goal is going to be $1,000 to start with. Obviously, I'm not going to do $1,000 in a month, but $1,000 to start with. My next sinking fund is I want to start saving for a house deposit. Because we would ideally like to buy a house in the next year to 2 years time. And if you are curious, my fiance does work full-time. He has a very good salary, so I do not go without anything. We, like I said earlier in the video, we do not share our money. We have separate bank accounts. However, if there is anything that I ever want or need that I can't pay for, because like I said, I only earn a very small amount of money each week, my fiance will pay for it. He has no problem paying for things for me, but we just prefer to keep our money separate. Both of us grew up in fairly broken households in our childhood that were very toxic, and because both of us grew up in broken toxic households when we were younger, the key thing that both of us learnt was that just because you love a person doesn't mean that something won't happen in the future. And I'm not saying that it will happen, but you need to be prepared for anything. My fiance and I have been together now for 17 years. We are doing amazing, and I plan to spend the rest of my life with him. However, anything could happen. There could be an accident and one of us could die. You know, maybe in the future we could fall out of love with each other. We don't know, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So one of the key things that both of us learnt from how toxic our house was when we were growing up, like our houses, was that you should never, ever, ever rely on one person to pay for everything. Now, if you are a stay-at-home mum or a stay-at-home dad, obviously you don't have an income, but I highly recommend that you still find a way to save money for yourself, because you don't know what's going to happen. I have seen, especially on YouTube, so many mums that were stay-at-home mums, and then something has happened to their husband and their husband has tragically died. Maybe you might be a military family, and then your partner, your wife, your husband, whatever, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, could tragically die, and then they're screwed because they're like, I don't have any money, I don't have any income, I don't know what I'm going to do. They lose their house, their cars, all sorts of things. And so this is why I highly recommend, even if you share a bank account, at least have both of you to have also separate accounts for money just for yourself as well, because you should always, always, always care for yourself as well as one another. And then if there are children in the mix, you want to be able to provide for your children if something should ever happen to either one of you. So it's always smart to save something for yourself as well. Highly recommend that. And this is one of the things that I did learn growing up, because my mum was a stay-at-home mum. My dad was the one who worked. I had, like I said, I grew up in a very toxic household. My mum and my dad went through an extremely bitter divorce. My dad was also quite abusive. Domestic violence was involved. And so when my mum took me and my sister and left the house, she had nothing, no money whatsoever, because she was stay-at-home mum. And then my father had run up bills and debts and stuff in her name. So then my mum got stuck with a whole amount of debt that she had to find a way to pay for. And then, you know, she suddenly found herself being solely responsible for paying all of the bills, finding a new home for us to live in, making sure that me and my sister were fed and had clothing on our back, and made sure that our schooling was paid for and everything like that. And because when all of this happened, I was old enough to understand all of these things, as much as my mum tried to, you know, keep these things from me and my sister because she didn't want us to suffer. I was old enough to understand these things. So that was a very key important lesson for me to learn, was make sure you always prepare for the things that you just don't think will ever happen, because you don't know. So that's my little thing. So yeah, so these are the things that I'm going to be focusing on this month. I know this wasn't exactly a hugely exciting video, and it's probably long because I did rant a little bit here, but I hope that maybe there's someone out there that's like me, that's struggling with a budget. And I am. I'm going to be honest with you. I struggle budgeting. I struggle with money. I am terrible, terrible, terrible with money, which is another reason why my partner and I keep our money separate, because I don't think it's fair that if he works really hard for his money and then I just come along and spend it. No, that's not fair to me. I would never do that to him. So that's another reason why we keep our money separate. He's really good with his money. I'm terrible with mine. So yeah. But I'm learning, guys. I'm learning, because I was never ever taught the value of money growing up, and I'm not really great with math either. So I paid for that in my adult years. I've paid for not knowing about money and finances. And so now I'm on not the greatest financial track as I should be for my age. I'm 33. I should be you know, a lot better off than I am, but I'm not, because I made very silly mistakes when I was younger. So I'm learning. Hopefully, if there's anyone that's in the same position as me, we can grow together through this process. If you slip off the bandwagon like I did, it's okay. These things happen, guys. Life is hard, and sometimes, you know, something happens that you just need to feel better about, and it's okay if you have slip ups. But you learn from these, and then you grow and you move on, and that's just how life is. So anyway, guys, that is everything. I will do more budgeting videos with you, sinking funds, all that type of stuff. I don't do cash stuffing because I don't carry cash in Australia. I honestly don't know anybody in Australia that does. I mean, obviously I know people do carry cash in Australia. I just mean me personally, the people I know here in Australia, no one carries cash, because cash is a pain in the ass. So I don't do cash stuffing as such, but I do digital stuffings, if you will. So anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. There will be more budgeting videos now that I have better internet and I'm catching up on all of my videos and everything like that. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I am always happy to answer your questions, and maybe you might be on the same journey as me and facing the same types of issues that I'm facing. And if you have any tips for me, I would be grateful to hear them. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will chat to you guys later. Bye!